Hello, I'm Ron, and I'd like to help you through your Skat Link game. I'm going to also try and help you learn how to play this fantastic game of Skat. First of all, let's look what we've got in the game. And in the game, we have a customized deck of cards. This is a deck of cards that's been customized as the jacks or bowers. The bowers are European, the jacks are North American, and we've got them split here. So wherever you play in the world, you'll know if you're playing with the North American deck or with a European deck. So this entire deck of 32 has been customized for makes it easier for you to recognize the jacks or the bowers, and the same with the queens are the only other number or card face that you may have problems with. Second of all, we have the how-to booklet. The how-to booklet explains everything you need to know from top to bottom on how to play Skat. It's not an easy read, but you get through it and you'll know everything there is to know about how to play the game. So look it through, read it, follow this video, and you should be able to learn this game. Then we have, in the booklet, we also have a Skat 101. This is a different game. It's not exactly like Skat. It's a two-player version, and it's much simpler, much easier to follow. It's a good way to start. If you try this, it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes to learn it, and it will really help your card play later on. Knowing the values of your cards, knowing what the points are, what trumps are, and so on. Then we've put everything we've got all into one card. It's called the reference card. It has the entire game all on one card. It's beautiful. Each player can have one while you explain the game to them. They can look back, go back on references. It gives you the value of the cards. It gives you the order of the cards. It gives you how to bid. It also has a bidding chart for everyone to bid on. So this is an easy card to have with you while you're playing so you can follow through as we go. I'm going to go step by step over the card and show you how it's done, and hopefully it'll be easier for you to follow and learn. Then the game also has score sheets. The score sheets, this is a 3-player sheet. In Skat, it's a 3-player game, but you can play with 4. And if you go on this side, on the back side, you can see that there are 4-player sheets. So if 4 people play or 3 people, you can easily follow, keep score. The one at the end with the highest points wins. There's a how to keep score little pamphlet to show you how to keep score. Tells you what to do. You need that to keep score. 1 out of the 3 or 4 of you keep score, and you go from there. Now, where we're going to go is we're going to start with the deck of 32. The 32 cards. I'm going to give you a little rundown on how the game is played real quickly, a little breakdown. Everybody gets 10 cards, 2 in the middle. So we give you 3, you 3, me 3, 2 in the middle, then 4, then 4, then 4, 3, 3, 3. So now each player has 10 cards. 2 of them go in the middle. The 2 cards in the middle are what we call the Skat, hence the game. We bid on the Skat. We want that person who bids the highest will receive the Skat. They're allowed to take the Skat, exchange 2 cards, and then declare the trump. The other 2 people then become partners. So it's always a 2 against 1 player. So if I bid the highest, I get the Skat, but those 2 become partners. If that person bids the highest, we become partners. They get the scat. So it's always 2 against 1, 2 on defense, 1 on offense. The offense gets the 2 extra cards. Those count for him. And he has the right to announce which trump or what game we'll be playing. So that's basically how the game goes. After they've gotten the person declared trump, and we've determined who are the partners, now they make tricks. They'll play 10 tricks, and the person that gets the most in the tricks will win the game. We have to go back now and find out how to bid. Bidding is important. Bid is one of the key things. To bid, you actually need to know the values of the jacks, or what we call bowers. If you've played euchre, you know what the bowers are. So here we have the 4 jacks or bowers, and they're always in the same order. Jack of clubs, jack of spades, jack of hearts, jack of diamonds. The trick is, this is what we call with 4. If I don't have any jacks in my hand, it's considered to be without 4. So you kind of see what that is. If I take away the diamond jack, it's considered to be with 3. If I only have the diamond jack, without 3. So you kind of see how that works. These 2 are missing, that's with 2. This is without 2. Now, even the sequence has to be in order. So if this is missing, this is considered to be with 1, because you have the top jack. You're missing the second one, so you can't be with 2. If you had this, it would be with 2. You're missing the third one. We go the other way. Let's say we go like this. We have 3 jacks, but we're missing the top one, so we're without 1. So this will be determined how high you can bid. Now what happens is, you go, for instance, with 4, play 5. So you can go 5 times a suit value. If you're with 1, it's with 1, play 2, 2 times the suit value. And so on, right? Here, without 2, play 3, 3 times the suit value. So you really have to get the concept of the jacks down packed. Practice it a little bit, learn about it, figure it out, you know. Missing the 1, so it's without 1. Missing with 2, you know. Game like this without 1. So once you have that down packed, we can move on to this next step. Okay, step 2, you've got the jacks figured out, right? So now you know if you're with 1, without 1, or with 2, without play 3, you have that concept down packed. Now each suit has a value. The lowest value is the diamond suit. Diamonds is the lowest, it's valued at 9. Hearts is valued at 10. Spades 11, and clubs 12. So how the counting works, if you go through your reference card, your reference cards will show you your jacks. Let's say I have this one. Right, it shows you here with 1, play 2. Now if I want to play diamonds, I can bid to 18. If I want to play hearts, I can bid to 20, because 2 times 9 is 18, 2 times 10 is 20, 2 times 11 is 22, and 2 times 12 is 24. So those are the basic numbers, 18, 20, 22, and 24. Now, of course, without 2, play 3. 3 times 9 is 27, 30, 33, 36. Seeing how that works, Now you realize how high you're allowed to bid. So if, let's say for instance, you have these two jacks and a whole bunch of spades. Now you want to play spades. You're without 2, play 3 times spades. You're allowed to bid to 33. So that's just a little bit of a rundown of how you analyze your hand. You'll say to yourself, everybody's got 10 cards. You're going to pick them up, you're going to analyze them, and you're going to figure out with your reference card how high you can bid. Now, once everybody has done that, we go back to the beginning where we had 10 cards each, 2 in the middle. We're going to start to bid. The bidding works like A, B, C, D. D, the dealer, A, the answerer, B, the bidder, C continues. So this is kind of the format that's on your reference card. And your reference cards will, you answer, bid, continue. It's all listed here. So whoever deals the cards, let's say I deal the cards and we're going to play four-handed. I give him 3, I give her 3, I give her 3, I put 2 in the middle, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. We've all got our 10 cards. We're taking a look at them, and now we commence on the bidding. I'm the dealer. So as the dealer, if you're in a four-handed, you sit out. Next hand you'll deal, you sit out. Next hand, so on, right? In a three-handed, the dealer gets to also play. So I would just get this, and this would go in the middle, and it's I become player C and D. But here we go. I've dealt the 3 cards. You've all looked at your cards. You've determined how high you can bid. And now this player starts the bidding because it's A, B, C, D. So A is going to answer to B. B now says 18. That's the lowest bid you can make in Skat, which is a basic diamonds game, 18. So if that person has just a diamonds game, the lowest diamonds game is 18, and the bid will continue from there. That person will say 18. This person just has to say yes and holds the bid or passes. You continue. Remember that spades game that I had with 2? That player will continue 18, 20, 22, 23, and so on. On your reference card gives you the order of bidding and how high you can go. Once that person finishes bidding with player A, who's been answering either yes or no, when that person passes or the person B stops bidding, C will continue in the bidding. That person will now either bid to whoever's left. If they have a higher hand, they will continue bidding. So this person says now to this player, let's say we're at 24, then we go to 27, and so on until the bidding is finalized. Once the bidding is finalized, that player will then get these 2 cards. So for an example, this person bid to this person 22, that person passes, now this person says 23, now this person passes. This person would get the 2 cards in the Skat. We've now determined the soloist. This is the soloist. These 2 people have now become partners. This person would now take the cards, look at them, exchange 2 cards. Let's see. So those 2 cards are now his discards. He now has 10 cards. They have 10 cards. They have 10 cards. This person now declares the trump. Here we have a very nice game. I'm going to show it to you. This person has all 4 jacks, right? A long spades and an ace king. Now this person can make one of two games. If he's looking on his card, he'll have to say to himself, what should I play? Either a grand, which is Jack's only trump since he has all four, that's a good game, or a spades game, which he has a nice big spades game, very easy to play. He'll play with 4, play 5 times spades, which will give him a value of 55, which is very good. That's what he is now playing for once he announces the game. That's the score that they're going to enter in his score sheet. So, playing this game, he's going to play with 4, play 5 spades. I'm going to play the easier hand right now. As you get better, you may want to play grand. And that's up to you. If you want to take a little bit of a risk, that's fine. That you're going to have to learn and determine later on as you play. Everyone has their own style and way of playing. But just for this point, we'll say spades with 4, play 5, 55. Now both people are now playing. This person has 10 cards, this person has 10 cards. I dealt, so A now starts to lead. A leads the ace of clubs. B would follow their partners, so they would put in something very good like a 10, which is a very good card. Now spades is trump. I don't have spades. I'm allowed to take that. So I trump it with my 9, and this now becomes my trick. So I add that to my scat. My whole idea and concept of this game now is to try and get 61 points in tricks. Now that's by playing. So I've taken the trick, now it's my lead. I lead the highest trump there is. They have to follow suit. That person has a spade, they have to put in a spade. This person, do they have a spade? They don't even have a spade. So no spade for that person. That person's allowed to slough off any card they want. Probably a 7, 8, or 9. So they put in the 7 or 9. So that's my trick again. I want to suck out more trump. I lead another jack. Now that person has to give me spades. You have to always follow suit. That person throws off another suit. I continue with the third highest jack, still the highest. They have to give me the ace of trump because the 4 jacks are the highest. And it goes down the line from there. Then it comes ace and so on. I'll go over that with you in a second. Again, the person throws off another little card, and that's mine. So now all these spades are here. I give you one more trick, the king of diamonds. They have to follow suit, and they take it with the 10. So this is their partner's trick. These two, that's their trick. The rest of the tricks all belong to spades and the ace. They're all mine. So those would all go in my pile. Out of the entire cards, there's 120 points in total card value. They have here 10 is 10, 7 is worth nothing, king is worth 4. They have a total of 14. So I have 106 points here. So I well above won this hand. That's why I said the spades would be easy. A grunt, they would be making more tricks, and I could potentially lose it. So sometimes you want to play a safer hand, sometimes you want to be a little bit more riskier. All right, now you've got the concept of how the jacks work. Now, again, with 1, play 2, and so forth. Now each suit has a value. Diamonds has a value of 9. So without or with 1, play 2 times diamonds. 2 times 9 is 18. So if you look on your reference card, it will explain to you what each one is worth. Here it tells you the jacks, what jack sequences you have. Here it tells you with or without, play 2, with 1 play 2, without 1 play 2, and so forth. So this little chart in front of you will continually help you determine how high you're allowed to bid. Diamonds is 9, hearts is 10, spades is 11, and clubs is 12. So therefore, without 1, play 2 times clubs. Say for instance, let's say you have a bunch of clubs and you want to make clubs trump. The jacks are also part of the trump. So it's without 1, play 2 times clubs is 24. So you therefore could bid to 24. If you have the heart suit, you can only go to 20. If you have the spade suit, 22, and so forth. Now once you've picked up your cards and you've determined your jacks, you've determined what suit you want to play, you can also play just grand, which is only jacks trump, and that's the highest value of them all. That's worth 24. So let's say you're without 1, play 2, 2 times 24 is 48. So that's a very high bidding hand. So when you play grands, that's one of your highest bidding hands. Here we're going to now that you've picked up your cards and you've determined what you're going to bid to, it goes like this. Again, I'll be the dealer. A, B, C. 3 cards, 2 in the middle, 4 cards, 4 cards, 4 cards, 3, 3, 3. Again, each player has 10, 10, 10, 2 in the middle. Now the bidding commences. How does the bidding work? The bidding works with A, answers. If you look in your reference card sheet here, it will explain the bidding sequence. A for answer, B for bidding, C for continuing, or D for dealing. In this case, we'll go 4-handed. I'm the dealer, I sit out. If you're a 3-handed, I would get this as dealer and third player or the C player. Here I've dealt, we're going to play 4 hands. B says to A, the bidder bids to the answer. B has figured out that they have, say, 22 according to their bidding chart. So they'll start the bidding with 18. A will say yes or no. So they say A will say, yes, I hold 18. Then the B will have to bid higher. B will say a 20. Yes. So then B will bid again. It says 22 because they figured out that they're going to go to spades, 22. A now passes. Then C continues the bidding and continues the bidding to the one that has the higher bid of the 2. If this person would have passed, C would continue to bid to A. In this case, 22 was bid. Now C would have to bid to B. Kind of see how that sequence works. The bidding chart tells you the order of bidding and continue. So now C would say 23. Bidding 23. B only wanted to go to 22, so they pass. C would get the cards. Now we have that person passes. C gets the cards, gets to exchange the cards, and determines a game that they're going to play. They have to put down 2 cards. They're going to put down the 2 cards, and then they're going to determine what hand they're going to play. So I'm just going to show you their hand. In actual fact, they should have only bid to 20 because they have with 1, play 2, hearts 20. So they can't play hearts anymore because they've overbid to 20. But he still can play clubs, which is with 1, play 2 times clubs. So they can bid to 24. He bid 23. Everything is fine. So this person now will say clubs is trump. He has put down 2 cards, exchanged those cards, determined who was the soloist. The other 2 players will now form a partnership. Like I said before, their tricks now will play against this person's tricks. A is the first one to lead. So A opens up their hand and leads. Clubs is trump. This person leads, say, the king of spades. This person has to follow suit, and this person will take it with the ace. And that's how a trick is formed. Now the player takes the trick, puts it on with his 2 cards. Those 2 cards that he discarded belong to him. So sometimes it's good to put in good cards in your skat. He'll continue. Now that he took the trick, he leads out the 7 of clubs, trying to take out some trump. And this person will put on the king, and that person will put on the 10 of clubs. So that trick then belongs to the defense, the offense, and you continue till you've played 10 tricks. At the end of the 10 tricks, you count up the cards. So let's say they've gotten, so I'll take a few more tricks, and they take a few more tricks, and at the end we count who has more. In total, the tricks are worth 120 points. You, to win the game, need more than half. So in total, you need to have 61 points in tricks. How that's determined is you take your tricks that you've made, and now each card has a value. A jack is 2, an ace is 11, a 10 is 10, a king is 4, a queen is 3, 9, 8, 7 are worth nothing. So let's add this up. 3 and 4, 7, 18, 22, 32, 34, 36, 47, 50, 61, 65, 75, 86, 96. So well over the 61 points they need to win the hand. So in this case, they would have won the hand. We didn't play out all the tricks properly because we have to learn the order of what each trick is. So I've just showed you an example of how the game is won or lost. Now the person was playing clubs with 1, play 2 times 12 is 24. Therefore, on the score sheet, they would get 24 points because they won. If they would have lost, you lose double. So it's with 1, play 2, lost is 24, lost is 24, is 48. So let's, for an example, we'll do that again. We're going to now, you know what the card values are. Jack, 2 points, ace, 11. Now we have to know what the order of the cards are to make the tricks. Again, if you look at your reference card, the top 4 cards are the 4 jacks. We have, again, this is the value of the cards. Now let's say trump is clubs. The continued strength of the cards would go in this order: ace, 10, king, queen, 9, 8, 7. These are your 11 trump, the first top 4 jacks in this order: jack of clubs, jack of spades, jack of hearts, jack of diamonds, ace, 10, king, queen, 9, 8, 7. Now when making tricks, that's how it works. If I leave the 7 and I put the 10 on and the jack of hearts goes on, the person with the jack of hearts gets this trick. So if you're the partners, you get that. If you're the soloist, you get that. The highest card will take the trick. Now if you've noticed, the sequence of the cards are a little off. The 4 jacks on top, then the ace, which makes sense, and now the 10. Now the reason the 10 is the second highest card in the game is because it's valued very high. It's got the second highest value. So the ace is the highest value, the second highest value is the 10. Therefore a 10 will take a king. This is the sequence in Skat that may be a little hard to adapt. All the jacks are taken out and they're put on top. So you got to learn the sequence. The sequence is very, a little off. It's not like your normal deck. Your normal deck would be 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, ace. The funny part in Skat, if you play a no trump game and no trick trump game, no trick game called a null, which is your other game of playing, the cards go back to normal sequence: 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king, ace, because the value of the cards don't matter. So this is the funny aspect to the game, is the null. You have your grand where only the 4 jacks count. Then you have your 4 suit games, diamonds, hearts, spades, and clubs. And then you have your null game where you make no trick and all the cards change. So this is the funny part about the game, and that's why every hand is playable, good hands or bad hands, because you can change the cards. Threw that in a little early, but you will enjoy it. So again, what we've got here now is look at your hand, determine what you want to play according to your bidding, bid, find out who is the soloist, find out who are the defenders, who are the team that plays against you, make the tricks, and try and get more than 60 points in tricks. That's kind of the basics of the game. If you get that type of idea, then reading in your how-to booklet will give you more ideas on what you can bid and what you should bid, and what's your strength of your hand. But this is just basically to get you started, get you playing, so that you understand the game. Fairly simple. Go through your reference card. Again, it says here, shuffle the deck, deal out 3, 4, 3, bid in order, D, A, B, C, dealer, answerer, bidder, continue, declarer, the one who bids the highest, gets to exchange his cards. And with the Skat, it's optional. Sometimes you don't exchange them because it's worth more not to exchange your cards. Determine and announce your game. So you determine if it's going to be a grand, all four jacks, a suit game, or a null. And then you play the cards, making the tricks. The person taking the trick will then lead the next trick, and so forth until all 10 tricks are played. Once all 10 tricks are played, you count up your cards, you count up the value of your cards. Jacks being 2, aces 11, 10, king, queen. Now the philosophies of the game and the strategies and stuff like that, that can be found online and during experiences, but you now have the basics of the game. Okay, we have determined now how the bidding works, how the strength of the cards work. You learned how to use your reference card here in the bidding, who becomes the soloist, who's the partners. Now it's about making the tricks. And the tricks are in a combination, if you make all the tricks, it's 120 points. To win a hand, you have to make more than half, which is 61. So the key is 61. How do we determine that? We determine that on card point values. Each card is worth something. A jack is worth 2, an ace 11, a 10 is 10, a king is 4, a queen is 3, 9, 8s, and 7s are worth nothing. So when you're making a trick, and for instance you get a king and a queen, and say the 10 or ace, here's the ace, so that would be 11 and 3 and 4 is 18. So now you've got 18 card points. You need 61 card points to win. So that would be one trick out of the 10 possible tricks that you can make. To make these tricks, you have to know the strength of each card. Let's say, for instance, we're going to use diamonds. Diamonds there's 11 trump. The 4 jacks are always the highest, always in the same order. Jack of clubs, jack of spades, jack of hearts, jack of diamonds. Then the next highest card is your ace. Then your 10, then your king, queen, and of course 9, 8, 7. There are 11 trump in each trump game, and it goes in this order. If you notice, the 10 and the jack is out of place. It's not in the same order. In Skat, because the 10 is valued so much, 10 points, it is the second highest in the suit. So therefore the ace is the highest, 10, king, queen, 9, 8, 7. That's why the 10 is out of place. The 4 jacks on top. So if I let out the queen, that could be taken by the 10, and then a jack could take that trick. So now that person, the one laying the jack, gets that trick. If you're partners, you can put the tricks together. If you're an individual, that trick is yours. That goes on your Skat. So we have here now a trick of 15. We want to continue. Let's say now that spade jack is led. They put in this and this. Now that's a trick of 2. It's not a big trick. If the player was playing that, that's kind of the tricks they get, is 2 points. So of course they want to make more tricks. The more tricks, the more points. Here the person has a trick of 15. That's a nicer trick. Therefore you can win this game with 1 or 2 tricks. With 2 tricks. You can't win with 1 because you could have a trick with ace 10, ace. If you make a trick like that, that's 32 points. Another trick of another trick of 31, and you have 31 and 32, 63. You would have won this game with 2 tricks. It's very rare that the cards fall in that sequence, but you can win with 2 tricks. Otherwise, you have to win with 5, 6 tricks, 7 tricks, 9 tricks, whatever it takes to reach 61. Here you've got 2 tricks. Most of the time, you'll be getting tricks of, like I said, there was a trick of 2, trick of 15. All these tricks add up to see who gets 61 points. A tie at 60 goes to the defense. So defense really wants to tie. They want to tie. 60 is great. They win. The player wants to, or the soloist wants to get 61. The order of the cards does change in one game. The one game it changes is the null. The null is one of the funnier games because it's about making tricks and not about the card points. Whenever you play a null, the entire sequence goes back to its original order. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, and 8, 7. 8, 7. When you play a null, it's a totally different game. The entire game changes because it's no longer about making 61 points in tricks. It's about taking tricks. You're playing a null, no trump, no trick. So whatever it was played, let's say they play a jack, you have to stay under. They play a 9, you have to stay under, right? And you don't want to make a trick. That's the only time the card sequence changes. In grands and in color suits, it's always the 4 jacks, and then the suit in order: ace, 10, king, queen, 9, 8, 7. So we've kind of run it down on the 3 things is shuffle, give each person 3, 4, 3 so that they have 10 cards, 2 in the middle. Bid, the one who bids the highest receives the 2 cards in the skat. They exchange them. They get to declare the trump. They can declare either diamonds, hearts, spades, clubs, or just jacks, or like I mentioned, the null. They have those 6 options to announce their game. The bidding is, like I said, dealer A, B, C. B bid to A. Once A and B is finished bidding, C continues to bid. Then we determine who gets the soloist, exchanges the cards, announces the game, and what type of game they're going to play. Then what will happen after is you'll play 10 tricks out. Each trick, everybody following suit. 1 trick, you play 10 tricks. If the defense's tricks add up more to 60 or more, they win. If the soloist, their tricks add up to 61 or more, they win. Then it gets entered into the score sheet, and we follow the score sheet on how to keep score. For instance, here is diamonds with 1, play 2 is 18. That person receives 18 good ones. The next game they played is clubs without 3, play 4, which is 48. They get 66 added to their first, and they get a second game. So just follow the score, how to keep score, and at the end you'll determine who's the winner and loser. You're going to play 36 hands. That's it can roughly be played. I've played it within an hour and 15 minutes to 3 hours, depending on how quick you play. So That's a 3-handed game. A normal 4-handed game takes about 2 hours to play because, again, instead of 36 hands, you'll play 48 hands because you have 12 dealers that will be sitting out. And for them to get 36 hands, you have to play 48 hands. So that's basically Skat in a nutshell. It's Skat with Skat Link. All the tools are here for you to learn to play. I hope that I've helped you, and I hope that it's that you can catch on to this game, because once you've played it, you will just continue to learn and learn and learn. It can't be mastered yet, and that's what makes it so much fun. Many people have tried. I have a friend in the U of A who has worked with computers, and they still can't master it. So the game is fun. Don't take it too serious. Enjoy it. Learn as you go. It'll take you a long time to learn it and get the hang of it. But as you go, you'll get better and better, and you'll enjoy it more and more. Have fun, and good luck.